My name is Ruth Mjengo, a landscape architect and the current chair of the Landscape Architects Chapter of the Architectural Association of Kenya. So today we want to talk about landscape architects, the role of landscape architects, and the value as an investor you get once you have a landscape architect on board. Landscape architects are experts in various aspects in the built environment, as they're able to provide planting design, landscape planning, environmental planning, as well as indoor and roof gardens. When you have a landscape architect on board, at the beginning of your project, they're able to work together with the architect and the civil engineer to ensure that your site plan is well blended, that nature is included, and that the building does not impose on the landscape, but rather is married with the landscape. In addition, when you have a landscape architect, they're able to provide solutions for stormwater management to ensure that your site has maximum water percolation and that you reduce the amount of water that goes into the public storm drainage. This is done using various landscape features such as rain gardens and swales. The other benefit of having a landscape architect on board is that you're able to get solutions for different challenges that are experienced on site, such as noise and privacy. So you're able to have privacy screening and noise screening by using earth berms and also using plantation. In addition, when you have a landscape architect on board, they're able to design for you functional spaces that can be married into one space or can be used as separate spaces. And that way, your outdoor space becomes an extension of your indoor space. And finally, when you have a landscape architect on board, they provide you with a planting design. And with a planting design, you're able to manage your water use as they ensure that the plants proposed you require minimal water, and the plants are grouped depending on their water requirements. That way you have an efficient planting design and an efficient maintenance. Landscape architects also provide for you with garden lighting that ensure your outdoor space is an interesting space at night and also increase your security and your usability of your outdoor space during the night. So this way you're able to have a proper garden lighting that enhances the landscape, and this is done through up lighting, down lighting, and various lighting techniques. We also include landscape furniture in the landscape, such as benches, sculptures, and other landscape elements such as water features that ensure your space is interesting, aesthetic, and most of all, functional. So this space you see here is an outdoor space. It's a corporate space. So we have the earth berm, which serves two purposes. It screens the parking on the other side, and it also serves as a sitting space. As you can also see, there are benches in the space, so the staff are able to sit here and relax during their breakout time. As you can see, we have intermarried the natural fill and the man-made fill. So we have the lawn, and then which has been intermarried with the existing trees. So these trees were not cut. As you can see, that landscape is a rustic landscape. It's a natural landscape. It's just maintained, but it's left in its natural state. So that's part of landscape architecture, how to marry nature with man-made things and to ensure that they both coexist in the right balance. So here we have a water feature, which is one of the elements that we usually use in landscape design. So when you have a water feature, it can either be a fountain or it can be a pond like this one, which has a natural feel. We also have planting around the existing trees just to enhance them, to ensure that the tree looks more natural. And as you can see further along there, we have screening of the building. So here we have used planting and the terrain to provide screening for this building. So the building is not very obvious when you come from the building. So this creates privacy and also creates shading for the parking that is both on the top side of the building and the one that is here on the ground floor of this building. So when you come down, you're able to see that we have been able to do a lot of massing, and we've included some stone pitching so that you're able to control soil erosion and also retain that soil. So as you can see, this site has varying levels and there are slopes. So drainage, of course, is key. So the civil engineer provided for the drainage, but the landscape has complemented it. First by the vegetation, having the vegetation, of course, reduces the speed of water, ensures percolation, and also by using the earth berms and the different landforms, you're able to direct water into the drainage channel and improve the general drainage of the site. Here we have used a creeper on a steel frame, and this creates an interesting element for the building. So it looks like it's part of the building, but also it provides shading for the cars in the afternoon once the afternoon sun is on that side. And this creeper is very colorful, so it creates a very interesting and aesthetic feel for the building and even for the users. So that's one of the elements that landscape architects add to buildings by marrying, as I said before, marrying the landscape and the building so that they are able to operate as one. Maintenance is one of the key things that needs to be done to the landscape. And as you can see, this landscape has been well maintained. It's maintained by Farmline East Africa, and they ensure that whatever was designed and whatever is improved on continues to thrive, because if you don't maintain the landscape, then over time whatever was the initial idea may get overtaken by nature. So maintenance is not controlling nature, rather than working with nature to ensure that the original idea of the landscape is maintained and is continuously improved. Landscape architects play a key role in climate resilience, because when you have a landscape architect on board, they help with various factors that ensure that your project is climate resilient. Reduction of temperature can be done through use of vegetation. In addition, the vegetation provided can do air purification and can also act as carbon sinks, which ensures that your project is environmentally sustainable. Additionally, the stormwater management concepts of landscape architecture are geared more towards on-site drainage rather than off-site. So this ensures that water percolates into the aquifers rather than is taken out of the site through the storm drainage channels. The other aspect that landscape architecture provides in terms of climate resilience is water management, by ensuring provision of plants that require minimal watering, thus ensuring that your water requirements for irrigation are minimized. So hence, when you have a landscape architect on board, you ensure that your project is environmentally sustainable and you're doing your part towards climate action.